Hello, it's Mark Anthony Davis. I'm back. I know it's been a while. I think it's been about 2.5 months. Maybe it's 2 months. Last time I uploaded. I know. At least it's I'm just trying to creep back towards just creep towards a video a day. And it's better than the last break. The break before that was about 4.5 months. And this is 2.5 months. Hopefully, if there is gonna be another big break, hopefully it's just not more than a month. But I just came here, talk to you. I am still alive, still kicking, see what's going on with me. Because stuff has been happening last month. It feels like the last 3 months. It feels like it's been forever. Like a lot of stuff has happened, but there's some stuff I just really can't touch on right now. There's so much to talk about, but I just wanted to go up a couple of things. What's been happening with me. A brief overview of what's been happening, what was important to this channel. Some different stuff that I've been playing, a couple books I've been reading, if you find that interesting. It's just a little bit of update on me. And of course, plans. I forgot who said it, but the best laid plans never survive the first contact. That's kind of with me. I always have these grandiose plans, and it sucks that after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they just go off the rails. But we'll talk about that a little later. But before we go on, I just want to talk about the schedule for this week, because that seemed like the most important thing. Later today, around 4 o'clock Central Time, it's going to be the best of July. All the best clips. Is obviously, there's not that many. Not because I didn't upload that many videos. I uploaded about 16 videos in July. But I don't think there's a lot of stuff that's really best of worthy. I'm not saying the videos weren't enjoyable, but I like to get like a very short clip that is funny or exciting in some sort of way. And I don't have like a lot of those, I don't know what you call them, video bites. It's not a sound bite, but anyway, so I think it's short. I think it might not even be 7 minutes long, something like that. But anyway, tomorrow, I think also Tuesday through Sunday, all the videos are going to be uploaded at 4 o'clock. So Tuesday, Sonic the Hedgehog Part 6, taking on Scrap Brain Zone. Had a lot of fun recording it. Wednesday is a finale of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's the final zone. It's not a long video at all. It's just the final boss fight. But I felt like it should have had its own video. So, and Thursday will be Super Mario Galaxy Part 10, which, it's going to be in the afternoon at 4 o'clock. But, that's Thursday. And Thursday morning, I'm sorry about this. I'm having a hard time reading my list here. But Thursday morning at 7 a.m. is going to be a Civ 6 gameplay, because I can finally play PC games on Ultra. I can play my PC games on Ultra, as you can see from the gameplay that we have in the background. I'm not going to really be commenting on that, but I just have it there because I was able to capture a lot of footage, and I didn't feel like setting up my camcorder just to be a shot of my face. But so I feel like I just rather show you some really cool gameplay of some of the games I've been playing in the past couple weeks. So you're going to see that in the background. I had like Shadow of Mordor and Civilization 5, Civilization 6 maybe. But yeah, it's going to be a 6-6 gameplay Thursday. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it's going to be up in that morning. I think you'll find it enjoyable. And then that Friday, Super Mario Galaxy in the afternoon. Saturday, Super Mario Galaxy Part 12. Sunday, Super Mario Galaxy Part 13. So yeah, it seemed like a pretty good week. I'm trying to just focus on one thing at a time. So knocking out the last two parts of Sonic the Hedgehog. The Civ 6 gameplay was like a little something off the beat. I felt like recording it, so went ahead and gonna go through on that. But then I'm focusing on just Super Mario Galaxy until it's done. Might have a couple one-off videos here and there, but for the most part, that's gonna be the main focus going forward until it's done with. Yeah. So let's go back and talk about July, I guess. Let's just start there. Talk about the quality of the videos, how I felt about them, and my return. Because it was one day, like towards the second to last week in June, and I felt like, man, I really feel like recording videos right now. I felt like recording Super Mario Galaxy, and like, fuck it, let me start recording Sonic the Hedgehog, because that was the next thing on the list anyways. So I was very excited to record those. The first ones might have been kind of rocky, but I think for the most part, in terms of quality, I enjoyed the Super Mario Galaxy videos. Although the first two were shaky, in my opinion, and I was sick for like all the way to like part 5. The Sonic the Hedgehog series for me has been kind of disappointing. It didn't come out the way I wanted to. I don't think the videos are bad. I think they're still solid videos, but they weren't what I essentially had out planned. I wanted to have more information, more of a walkthrough instead of just me a playthrough. I wanted more facts in there, just more tidbits. But I'm not gonna be done with the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Of course, I plan on doing Sonic 2. I think the next Sonic game I'm gonna do a Sonic 1 for the Game Gear, and that's gonna be sometime if things go right. The first couple months of next year. But yeah, they were good videos. I just kind of disappointed by them, but something to improve on. The video I did on the National Dex did do well. It was the highest view video that I had last month, and I didn't really like it at all. While recording it, I was kind of I was angry. It was a rant, and I didn't feel when I was editing it, it didn't feel good, like, to listen to it. I don't like being negative, and I don't like breathing that negative air, even though those were genuine feelings, and I feel like I had to voice them, and it's something that it obviously does resonate, because a bunch of people were talking about this. Millions of people, well, hundreds of thousands of people at least, are talking about this, was angry about the topic, but talk about it again to that National Dex video. I think that is the best video on the topic that I've seen, because I think it encapsulates the anger, the raw anger, and I think I did frame that anger properly with a community, consumer-minded approach, meaning that even we all love Pokemon. I think we should temper that, because at some point the love for a certain commodity can be, it blinds that you're still a consumer and they still have to provide you with that certain quality, but you also have to remind yourself that they don't love you. They're just producing this thing because you keep buying it, and they're not gonna continue to make it better. Like, if they're not passionate about it, they're just gonna keep churning out the same thing, or even roll back some things because they feel like you're just gonna keep buying it anyway. And as a consumer, but also a person who loves the IP, we want to see it become better, and we're not gonna buy it necessarily if it's substantively worse. But I do have to admit, I thought about it since then, the National Dex video, and my opinions about it. I don't think anything I said in there I still full-throatedly stand behind everything I said in that video, besides this one thing. No, I didn't even think I said I wasn't going to pre-order, so I still full-throated support everything I said in the video, but this is one thing that I kind of thought about some more. It's about the actual buying of the game. Was I going to just not buy it and just kind of protest and hope that a lot of people think like me, and in consumer solidarity say we're not buying this and the sales will tank? No, I mean, as I say those words, I just thought, like, maybe that just killed the mainline Pokemon series for good, because they're like, this past August they made like hundreds of millions of dollars in just like this 1 month, all Pokemon Go, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it would take a lot of mainline Pokemon games to come even close to that over like a decade. It probably wouldn't even come close to how much money Pokemon Go was making in 2019 still. So there's that, but that's beside the point. I thought about it though, and I'm like, I think it's fair here. I've been watching a lot of baseball recently over the summer. 3 strikes, good rule. The strike, ball, foul situation, I think that's a good rule for this. And so far on Pokemon, I have what's it called? I have 2 strikes. The first strike is what was it? Was Pokemon Sun and Moon. I felt that a lot of people's first strike was like X and Y, which I disagree. I thought X and Y was a really good game, but it was lacking in some place. Maybe want a little bit more, but it was enough for me. I really liked it. Maybe some more content, more after game content. But Oris was a remake of an already great game, and had let's see. It had so much more content, so much more great content, that it take out the Battle Frontier, which it sucks. It sucks in a way, but I'm not mad at it. People hate it, but I'm like, people who complain about not having the Battle Frontier, and they're like, bitch, you didn't beat any of the things. Like, you never got the gold things on more than like the Battle Tower. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, no one got all the gold emblems in the fucking Battle Frontier, so fuck off with that shit. But anyways, I'm getting off the track here. But the first strike for me was Sun and Moon, because I felt like, okay, X and Y, solid new game. Oras, great remake. Okay, where is the series going to go from here? Because Gen 6 gave Mega Evolutions. It improved the metagame, made a lot of unviable Pokemon viable again, like Beedrill and Pinsir. It made like a bunch of overpowered Pokemon, or a lot of OU Pokemon even powerful, like Gyarados. Um, and I felt that, did Salamence have Mega Evolution? I think it did. Anyways, but I feel like the Pokemon, what's it called, metagame, it was really good, and it was perfect to me in like Gen 5. Like, it wasn't much to improve in my opinion. If it stayed the same, I'd be fine with it. Maybe other people would disagree with that, but then Gen 6 made it better, with the Mega Evolutions, and I wanted to see where it would go forward in terms of gameplay with Gen 6. They had the Z moves, which I find very disappointing, and then you had the you had more Pokemon, but I just felt like Pokemon were just, the designs were not. I'm not the type of person that rags on designs and complains about them, because honestly, I don't find, there's not like a single Pokemon that I ever saw like, oh, that's really uncreative. Like, I just never thought to say that in my life, but I just felt like they forced, like, why they focus so much on making new Pokemon. I don't see the point. And especially if they're going to have the bullshit excuses like, oh, there's too many Pokemon, we couldn't make all these models in Sword and Shield. Well, don't make any more then. Stop making new Pokemon then. Just make like in the beginning of every console generation, make the 900 or 800 whatever high definition, 4K 3D models of the Pokemon, then downscale them for whatever console, for the Switch, the undocked and docked modes, and you're good. You have it for 7 years, and every 7 years when a new console comes out, you just make another, at least do the graphics over again. We don't need new Pokemon. I don't play the games for new Pokemon. I play the games for a new adventure, a new organization of those same Pokemon. And I feel like Sun and Moon, it just was lackluster in terms of its story, in my opinion, and the aesthetic really bothered me. The structure of the game, I didn't like the structure of the game. I didn't like the region. I didn't like any of the setup in terms of the sequencing in the game. And I always think that I quit after playing for about 4 or 5 hours, but I go back and it's like 20 hours playing the game. I play a good bit of it, but I just found Sun and Moon very disappointing. I wouldn't say it's a bad game, but it wasn't a progression of Pokemon I wanted to see. And then I didn't play Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I didn't buy those games because I feel like it would probably be more of the same. I don't know for a fact, but Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, I didn't buy those either, but I count those as a second strike because they didn't push, again, they didn't push the video games, the Pokemon games forward. And you can't just get off on it's the first console Pokemon game, because it's not. Coliseum and Gale of Darkness were the first console RPG adventures for Pokemon, and so you're not going to get a pass on that. And it's like the 4th time or 5th time we're going through Kanto. The 3rd time we're going to as like the first story. Like, I don't know. It was probably a fun game, but it added nothing new to the experience. And it's not, when the mainline games are saying like they're not, when you start saying they're not original fun experiences anymore, it's like, what's the point? But Sword and Shield, it does look like it's going to be something different in terms of its sequencing and the story it's going to tell. Like, the only thing really that's disappointing about me is a National Dex thing. But so I still want to play the game because it does intrigue me. That's everything about the game intrigues me, besides Dynamax and besides the Pokedex thing. I mean, Dynamax is intriguing, but I feel like it's one of those things like Z moves that are totally unnecessary. But everything else seems to really be intriguing to me, like the like Pokemon Go like raids, the open world. Like, it seemed like some of the environments are going to be pretty open, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing the game and playing on this channel, because I'm going to be doing my first playthrough of I think Shield. It's going to be a Nuzlocke run on this channel. Probably the first video will come out like a day after, I guess. But I'm looking forward to doing that. Let's see here. So yeah, I did pre-order Sword and Shield. That's basically a long-winded way of saying, yes, I pre-ordered Sword and Shield. I'm not ashamed of it, but basically, if I feel like this game not up to par, that'd be the third strike, and they would have to do something really drastic with the mainline games, in order to get me back in and start playing them again. So, yeah, I mean, I stopped playing Madden, stopped buying Madden and 2K games for the same reason. They stopped adding new content. I felt like they weren't growing the series, so I'm like, I might come back in a while. I might come back in a couple of years if y'all add something that's really new, or some type of new experience. I'll come back to the Madden and 2K games, and same applies in Pokemon. They got one more shot with me to keep me in, and I hope they do it. I'm rooting for them. In a way, I'm rooting for myself, because I'm going to play these games. But anyways, back to July videos though. Overall, in terms of growing the channel, it was a failure. Obviously, I don't think I had much channel growth. The consistency, honestly, it worked for like the first 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks. Upload every day. Frequency, same thing. Uploaded pretty much every day. But afterwards, between the end of July and now, I failed on that front as well. So, we're just gonna be looking to improve on that. And I just felt, when I was like writing the outline for this video, I was just thinking of an analogy for me right now. I wasn't feeling well when I wrote the outline for this, but I wrote the analogy of the struggle right now that I'm in is the Prussian military punishment for cowardice. This opportunity, the aspect of my life, feels like it's always slipping through my fingers. It's time for me to get a grip. So I didn't write down what the punishment was, but back in the times of Frederick the Great in the Duchy of Prussia, he was very strict with his military, and for cowardice, some people got shot in the firing squad, but others, they went through this punishment. I forgot what it's called, but I call it the Prussian pain train. Prussian pain train, and they got two columns of people. They, column to your left, column to your right. It's kind of like a soul train setup. That's why I call it the pain train. You have the two lines of people, and then the person who was the coward, he deserted, went through the middle of it, and it had a person behind the coward with a bayonet at his back, and the coward have to walk past the two rows of people. 2 rows of people were hitting them with whips, and you had to walk through the whole pain train, getting whipped, having a bayonet at your back. So you have to keep walking. You stop walking, you gotta get stabbed in the back. And yeah, I feel like that's why I gotta go. I have to keep moving forward through the pain to see the success. Be it, for me, I define success now as just can seeing my projects through. I have a couple of things on the horizon I really want to do. I keep pushing them on because I just keep feeling down, not having the energy. Well, not having the energy, not having the focus to do these things. And I want to finish this year strong and get a grip. I have to keep pushing through the pain, or because the alternative is just death. The death of this channel, or talking about my academic life. I want to drop out at one point. Death of my academic life. It's just I have to keep pushing through these things to see the fruits. So, but sometimes it's hard to do that. It's hard trying to walk while you're getting whipped. So yeah, sorry I'm going a little long here, but after July, it was during while I was uploading all the videos, but I was recording in advance. Hurricane Barry happened. I think that was the name of it. The news, I got the bullet points here of my feelings of it, but I remember watching it the days beforehand. The news hyped it up and downplayed at the same time, because the news was saying the news was saying how bad the flooding is going to be. They said the flooding is going to be 21 feet. But they said we're not going to have to evacuate at the same time. So you could just stay in your house or whatever. You don't have to evacuate. The city government never said you had to leave. But if the flooding is 21 feet, the walls, especially where I live, they're only 20 feet. So if the flood water reached 21 and then there's, that's it. That's just that's the house. That's major flooding. Because it's going to be the 21 feet plus the rain that's already in the streets that flood the streets in a matter of minutes. That's it. People will die if what you're saying is true and you're not saying that we have to evacuate. So with that information, my mom did play it safe. And they drive to San Antonio. It's drive from New Orleans to San Antonio, usually you'd be as quick as 7.5 hours if you don't take any breaks. But usually, if you take a break or two, it could be 8.5 hours. It took us 11. I think we left sometimes around 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and we got there around 3 or 2:30, something like that. It took forever. Is that 6? 6 plus 2 is 8. No. It took us longer than that. Did we leave at 4:30? 5 to 12 is 7. I'm saying it took a while, because I remember when I got to my uncle's house, his girlfriend was leaving to go to work. So it had to be later than that. We were definitely on the road for a long while. I'll say that much. It took us a very long time to get there. Like, anyways, that's kind of a story for a different day, because there's a lot there. And I don't want to bore you with that story. Well, it'd probably be an exciting story, but that's just not the focus of this video right now. But my mom said it would be like a vacation. It totally wasn't, because I wasn't in my house, and it wasn't enjoyable. There was nothing really there. I got like in a political, not like an argument, but I saw two people like talking to each other very aggressively, and I butted in and like said that the problem really is that you're viewing black people as a monolith. They don't have a coherent ideology, and that's why you don't see the black progress that you want or whatever. It was a deeper discussion than that, but anyways, that's the Hurricane Barry segment. That's how it affected me. Eventually, I went back home, and that's that. I guess one more thing is that I'm training to, like, I just bought a basketball pump from Amazon. I should be boycotting them, but I just bought a basketball pump, so I could start training basketball again, because one of my cousins challenged me to a one-on-one battle. I think I might record upload on this channel, so when I go back there for Thanksgiving, there might be a video uploaded, Thanksgiving weekend, maybe on Black Friday, and you can watch in the line as you're waiting to get trampled outside of Walmart, of me playing with me dunking on my cousin, because he ain't shit. I'm ready. I'm gonna be trained. I'm gonna be jacked. Be dunking on people, man. But yeah, when I got back, I just didn't have the energy to do that. I was, depressed. I guess I'm always depressed, but I didn't have like the energy, didn't have the enthusiasm to get back on schedule. It was hard to focus, hard to keep going. So that kind of trickled down like for the rest of summer until school started back up. Then like when I did kind of have the energy to do it, like I was kind of like, I guess I could record one video right now. The computer was just continuing to break down, and it was running out of space at that point. Uninstalled a couple games, but honestly, like Civilization is not a very big game. It's like only 5 gigs, and when I record a video, it's usually a gig each, and I record videos like 3 at a time. So I'm playing with fire there if I just keep uploading videos. I keep recording videos, cause I record them like I use a whole day to record, and I'll edit it like days later. But the reason why my hard drive was filled up, like there's probably like 50 gigs worth of duplicate video files. Like after I edit the videos, I would delete the raw footage. But the thing that Premiere does, it's once you import it into Premiere, they copy the footage and they store it somewhere else hidden on the hard drive. So I guess even if they keep a copy, like a direct one-on-one copy of that video, but if you delete the your raw footage that you made, they will still say in Premiere that you lost the footage, but you made duplicate. I don't know, but so I found that one day trying to clean my computer, like 50 gigs of back videos that was still on that they made copies of on my computer. Like even wrestling reviews, like all the way beginning of the year, was still on my computer. It was pretty cool to look back on, but let's see here. But so yeah, my computer just wasn't very strong, and when I went back to school, I wanted to really be ambitious. I just wanted to stay out of compression, just keep pushing. I don't know where to go, but I know that I do want to do something with the community. I don't know where to go exactly in terms of improving my community or improving my school life. And so I felt like when I went to orientation, I felt like I should join a bunch of clubs. So I joined the Model UN and the Progressive Black Union. Well, I joined a bunch of other stuff. I just never went to the meetings. But Like I joined like a GSA, what's it called, the Gay Straight Alliance. And like, yeah, I love gay straight stuff, and that's not the thing you're supposed to be saying. Anyways, I signed up for the Model UN, and I thought it would be a cool thing because I don't like politics. I found it interesting, and I wish I didn't have to worry about it. But it turns out that there's some stakes here. There's always stakes, but I'm realizing that the fate of humanity is constantly at play with politics now. But so I was like, the UN is a way to solve those issues. And I like the UN because it's a grand exercise in human idealism. And I would love to be part of that because I do have idyllic ideals. Because I don't know if I said this before, but I'm not going to say my political ideology quite yet. But yeah, I joined the Progressive Black Student Union. I didn't join it for the black part. I joined it for the progress part. But I thought it would just be a good thing to be a part of. I like progressive stuff. And at UNO, I'm majoring in film. Now, yeah, I'm in UNO now. I transferred from UL Lafayette, which is I was in broadcasting then, but now I'm in film. I'm taking a film editing class, an intro to film art, to English composition, and an online German class. So it's a pretty easy schedule, but it's hard to like just go through class. Like, I'm just so bored. I hate being in class. I wish I could just play my Switch in class or play my DS in class, because I could, I guess, because I sit in the back, but I don't know. But at the beginning of the year, I was aiming for a 3.5. I don't give a fuck now. I really don't care. But yeah. So back to YouTube though. I love making YouTube videos. I get legitimately giddy when I can make a YouTube video, and I feel like it's fun to do. And now I could do that again because I got some new equipment. Got a new CPU, a mic power supply, and a cable. So let's start with the cable first because this is annoying. I got a Mogami Gold Studio XLR microphone cable. It's the same. It could connect to my AT2020, which I've been having for a while. And you should notice with this audio quality that there's not this buzzing in the back. Maybe there's some buzzing, but there's a lot less noise. My voice might be a little bit clearer. It's very minor, but it's very noticeable to me. When you turn the volume up a little bit, you can notice, like in the older videos, like in the last video, you probably hear the last update video. You probably hear my computer fan. You probably hear some like static, but now that's gone. You can probably still like the background stuff, but yeah. But I say "but" a lot. I should stop that. Stop with the filler words, like my old teacher, Miss Morehouse, told me. Stop that. Anyways, I got a new power supply, which is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 USB interface, which is a mistake. I should have just got the regular input, because the thing with this, I plug the cable into the power supply, and there's ports for two mics. So you got two mics in the one power supply, which is good, because eventually I do want to get a second mic for like when I have guests on for my I want to do a new like podcast type show coming up later this month. And I want to get a second mic put in there. But the thing is, if you only have one mic in, and I always plug it on the left thing, on the left port, it only puts out left audio. So every time I record a video, I'm gonna have to change the stereo, and that's just something I didn't have to do it before. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. And the most important thing actually is I got a new computer. I spent $1,339 on this. It is called the ProStar Clevo NH whatever 17-inch screen, big old boy, 144 hertz display, Intel Core i7 9750H, I don't know, NVIDIA RTX 2060, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 500 gigabyte SSD. I love saying on that SSD. But this is a great computer so far. Yes, extremely expensive, but it's for similar specs on a laptop you will find like MSI would make. It's about $400 more, and I was actually pretty lucky that I kept looking for a computer of similar specs, because I was about to stop looking and just settle for the MSI, but This was like a custom built thing that I found on Amazon, and it was $400 less, and it's fantastic. The whatchamacallit, the processor, the i7, with this version of i7, it turbo boosts up to 4.6 or 4.5 gigahertz with 6 cores. So I'm just grinding through everything. Like, I was rendering out the Best of July video, and I think it took me as long. Like, the length of the video was 7 minutes. I think it took me 7 minutes to render it out. No. It was a Super Mario Galaxy video. It was about 20 minutes, and it took me about 20 minutes to render it out, which is fucking crazy. Like, before, I was doing, like, back in the day, it would take me like 5 times the video length to render that bad boy out. Sometimes a lot more than that, depending on how many layers. But the NVIDIA RTX 2060 lets me, it's like 6 gigabytes of video. What's it called? It's a 6 gigabyte version, an 8 gigabyte version. So it's not the best I could get, but still, I can still play the games I have on Ultra. You know, Shadow of Mordor came like in 2014, so I guess it wouldn't play like the newest Battlefield on Ultra, but fuck, I'll take it. The game still look good. Taking 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I have an extra RAM stick, so I could bump it up to 20 if I wanted to. But I do not feel confident of opening this thing up, because I opened up my my old computer, and I immediately fucked shit up on that. So yeah, but anyways, this whole time I had an extra RAM slot on the old computer, and I could have put, like, I have extra RAM sticks from every computer I have. I take the hard drive out, and I take the RAM out, and then, you know, I do whatever. Like, I just throw the other parts away or whatever. And so I this whole time I had the extra RAM sticks, and I could have put that in and, like, just doubled my RAM instantly on my old computer. It probably would have helped me out a little bit. Especially with going on Bulbapedia, because Bulbapedia downloads so much information off that fucking website. Like, there's so much stuff that's on one page of Bulbapedia at one time. But in a 500 gigabyte SSD is just great. Just everything loads up fast. Transferring is easy. Like, I sound like I'm doing advertising right now, but it's fucking awesome. If you're gonna get, like, if you're looking for a laptop in this range, that $1,500 range, go ahead with this one. It's probably the best one you're gonna get. I am loving it because with this setup, I have clear audio with the cable and the power supply, and the computer. I can finally record 1080p 60 FPS no problem, and I can edit with it no problem as well. So because before with Elgato, if I did 60 FPS with 720, the thing would start to get it started jump frames. It's the exact opposite of what you want when you double the FPS. It just starts, like, freezing up. If you did 1080p 30, it'll start freezing up. And so 1080p 60 was a no-go. But now it's doing 1080 60 easily when I record off the consoles. When I'm doing OBS and recording Steam gameplay, easily recording that now. Doesn't drop any frames. It's not a problem anymore. It's been a big obstacle for me, because recording Elgato footage has always been pretty touchy for me, even on 720 and 30, because the computer just couldn't handle recording audio and recording Elgato stuff at once sometimes for whatever reason. So I can play most of my games at I could play and record them at max settings, which is good. Looking forward to that. But yeah, that is actually it with me. That's the equipment. That's all I got right now. I want to get a little bit more, but I didn't have the money to do that. But yeah, as I said before, later today, got the Best of July, and got a whole panoply of videos coming up throughout this week. And one more thing about plans. About the rest of this year, we'll finish it off on this. Is that I keep burping. Okay, we'll finish excuse me, I gotta keep burping. God. So plans for the rest of the year is to finish up Super Mario Galaxy, Sonic the Hedgehog. Obviously Sonic the Hedgehog immediately, because I got 2 parts left. Super Mario Galaxy, I'm guessing it's gonna take, like, it's probably gonna take 30 parts to beat that game, getting 4 stars a part. So probably around episode 30 will be done. So 20 parts left of that. doing some one-off gameplays with Civ 6, Civ 5, maybe even Hearts of Iron 4, because I do like that game as well. At some points, start streaming. At some point, God, I can't talk. I'll start streaming like once every Friday, maybe, or once every other Friday. Doing the reviews I've been planning. If I want to do a review of Pokemon Red and Blue, I want to do the review of Sonic Generations soon. I've been preparing those a little bit here and there, and that I plan on doing those, at least those reviews, pretty soon. Doing a Mother 1 walkthrough after Super Mario Galaxy, doing the Pokemon Shield Nuzlocke, and later this month starting my new podcast style show. Might not necessarily be a podcast at first, because I don't know how to get stuff on iTunes or RSS feed for free. I don't know how to do that quite yet, but I'll find that out. But for now, I'm just going to call it a podcast style show. And then most likely I'll be dropping a collection of music this December. 25 songs for your dome. So that's what I have planned. There's going to be more than that. Things might change, but that is the tentative plans. Well, I guess all plans are tentative, but that's the plans right now going forward. If you watch this whole thing, I guess you're really interested in my progress, and for that, thank you. So, thank everyone for watching, and later on today, best of July, and here's for achieving our goals and pushing through. I know I'm going to keep pushing through. Let's do it together. Thank you for watching.